Hello and welcome to Starting Your Strength with Bodyweight and Kettlebells. My name is Ian and welcome to Bars and Bells. My training partner is missing for at least right now, and thank you for being here with me today. I have a kettlebell, actually I have two, and a light dumbbell off to the side. Grab a kettlebell of your choice, perhaps pretty light, or groove any of our kettlebell movements with your own body weight and build the strength and the requisites to stay strong at home. Until we get going on the floor, let's start in a standing or kneeling position, move through our head, neck, and our shoulders. I'm gonna get a little bit lower again to say hello. Good day. With the hands, get them together. At the wrists, draw a nice circle. Take notice of the wrist that is doing the movement and the one that is just more along for the ride. In this case, my left hand is driving that action and my right hand is moving along for the ride. I'm going to undo that, get them back. They may be a different laced together shape. And this time I'm going to use my right wrist as the prime mover and have that left wrist just follow along for the ride. I'm going to switch that direction and check in on the little wrist roll here. Last one. And then shake that out. Place your hands, palms forward, slightly out at the sides. They could be anywhere at the belt height, say, or at the chest. From here, turn the palms over, touch the tops of the shoulders, turn the palms towards the ceiling, and continue to draw a circle around the elbow. Repeat. Palms turn down, brush the tops of the shoulders, turn those palms up, come all the way around. One more time in that same direction. Palms face the floor, to the ceiling, extension through the elbow and back. And we'll switch our direction now. Extend the elbows, palms face the floor, palms turn, touch the backs of the ears towards the tops of the shoulders, and extend through. Palms turn, elbows bend, brush the tops of the shoulders, return forward. 3 repetitions of everything here. Last one, same thing. Arms down. With the hands at the sides, elevate the shoulders as a shrug and down. Go forward and back. Let's put those 4 unique positions together as we elevate our shoulders, round them forward, let gravity do the rest. Elevate the shoulders, retract the shoulders, and let gravity take care of the rest. One more each way. Elevate, forward, and down. Elevate, retract, and down. Shake it out. Next, let's get to that rib cage with those hands on the floor. We'll practice some of our belly breathing techniques, chest breathing techniques, and just gently get used to those wrists. You do them a quarter turn first. So, fingertips on the floor, then those first knuckles, and then the heels or the palms of the hand. At the low back, pull the belly button towards your spine or flex that lumbar region of the low back. Now push the floor forward to tip the tailbone or tail towards the ceiling and the front of the hips towards the floor. Pull on the floor, create tension, and flex the lumbar spine by rounding the low back, by pulling on the abdominals. Press the floor forward, tip the tailbone the other direction or towards the ceiling, and repeat for one more time. Pull hands to knees, pull underneath, flexing the low back, and press away, finishing in extension. Come to a neutral place in that low back, middle ground if we will, and now do the same movement through the rib cage. Can we flex, pulling the rib cage down, making sure the shoulders are together, and then keeping the head looking between the hands, push your sternum forward. Repeat, flexion through the rib cage, pull that rib cage onto the hips, brace those abdominals, and then lift or push that sternum forward, making sure it doesn't exacerbate that low back curve. Repeat one more time as we pull the hands to knees, add that flexion piece through the rib cage, then press the hands forward, extending the T-spine. Press the floor away, give those wrists a little bit of a break, check in. Now, We're going to assemble in our all fours position again. And for 2 repetitions, we'll take our 4-second belly breath in and out. 2 repetitions, chest breath in and out. We'll come up, shake out the hands, challenge our position with the wrists, and repeat. So we'll set up our hinge, fingertips, then those first knuckles, all the way down to those hands. Look between the hands, and for 2 repetitions, lightly close lips and a 4-second inhale to the belly. And then a 4-second exhale. Repeat one more time. And exhale. 2 into that chest now. And exhale. So the belly stays calm on this one. And one last time here, breathe into that chest. And exhale. Press the floor away. Wiggle out those wrists. Let's do a quarter turn at those hands as to turn them to the side. Same conditions. Fingertips down first, then to that first knuckle line, and then connect the heels of the hands to have a full hand on the ground. Look between those hands, and for one more time here today, a 4-second belly breath in. The belly probably lowers to the floor. And on an exhale, pull that belly towards spine. Repeat one more time, breath in for 4 seconds. And exhale for 4 seconds. Repeat 2 more repetitions in the chest. The belly stays calm. Fill up those chest cavities there into those lungs and exhale. And one last time, same thing. Breath in. Exhale. And then press that floor away. Shake it on out. While we're on the floor here, we're going to get into describing our get-ups as well as the mobility get-up. In this in this edition of the get-up, we will be exploring the do's and the don'ts of the get-up. We do like the shoulders to shrug in real life, but in the get-up, we might not. So we'll take time at each unique position and go over those particulars on how to stay strong and safe in the get-up protocol. First, start in a cuddle position. And maybe it would just be nice to lay on the floor and not do much more. And that's cool. But if you're ready to go, let's get ourselves in this packed position, in the cuddle. Packed meaning pull those shoulders down. Take a big breath and roll to your back, keeping the elbow on the floor. The elbow that's on the floor is complemented by the bent leg, also with a foot placed on the floor. The other leg is straight, heavy, extended at the hip and knee, with the heel placed into the ground. This hand is extended at the side, approximately belt line high. Either take that hand, point it towards the ceiling, or place it across the chest as if it's a brand new move for you. The first movement of the get-up will be that hip extension. Take that foot flat on the floor, push it in the ground, and rotate so that the hips and shoulders move together. Return to your backside with control. Repeat one more time as we push into that ground and then return to the back. Next, same movement, but end up on your elbow by pushing through the foot and pulling the elbow in the ground like you're starting a lawnmower. Push and pull. I'm going to change my orientation just so I can say hey to that camera. But here we are in our tall sit. From here, could you get a little slouchy? But then take that elbow, press it into the floor as to push yourself away from the ground. Repeat again. Gently let that shoulder elevate or shrug. But through the most parts of our get up here, we want to continue to press that elbow in the floor, making sure the shoulder stays strong and packed. From the elbow to that tall sit, squishing the bug with the fingers facing away from the body. At the shoulder, round it forward, but then retract or pull back. Repeat, rounding forward, and then retracting back. The retracted position is the strong one for our get-up. To transition through the sweep, we'll press energy into that hand, press energy into this foot, and by pressing away from each other, will lift up in the middle. We can then slide with a flexed knee, bending that leg underneath. Now, if you did have your hand up, you'd be looking like this shape right here, and join us with a hand across the chest. At this moment, take time and have the head face look at the hand on the floor. Keep looking at the ground and rotate so that the heart or sternum faces the same way as the bent knee out at the side. Keep looking at the hand, and now take that upper body and try to get that parallel towards the floor. Whew, I do love that stretch. I'm going to press the floor away, pack the shoulder, keep my head looking at the hand on the ground as my sternum again looks towards the knee, and repeat one last repetition, pulling the upper body towards parallel. Repeat one last time, but let the head come with you this time. Look up at the ceiling with the heart facing forward. Take the hand on the floor, slide it up the leg. From here, square your lunge to like here. I'm going to do 1/4 turn so that I'm here. Hello. In that lunge position now, just do a little bit of a hip hula here. Why not? Little hula shapes. I'm going counterclockwise in that direction. And then here I go clockwise. Holy, that's a little bit tighter on that left hip. Holy. Check out those fun shapes. But again, in the lunge, maintain nice and strict shapes. From here, extend to tall, and then shake it out. Repeat the same patterns on the way down as we take a hand across the chest. The leg you can touch drops back in that lunge. Maintain hips to level as we descend. Then open a leg to the side. Rotate the upper body. Hinge and place a hand on the floor. Sweep a straight leg through, ending up in that tall sit. Return to the elbow and press the floor away, bracing the core as we descend. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So here we are, starting in that cuddle position, making sure the shoulders are packed and ready to go. From here, keep the elbow on the floor. Again, the elbow on the floor is complemented by the bent leg, straight leg out to the other side, arm or hand placed at the belt line high. Arm then could be extended at the elbow towards the ceiling or placed on the chest. For 2 repetitions, press that foot through the floor, letting the hip and the shoulder travel together, initiating a roll, and return to your back with control. Repeat, pressing into the floor through the foot and the hand to get traction and tension into the ground. Return to your back. This time, push to the floor and pull that arm like a lawnmower. Push and pull. So we end up on the elbow. Stay where you are. I just want to say hello here. So from this position on the elbow, we can shrug or elevate the shoulder. Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
Or we can press away. Elevate the shoulder by shrugging, slumping maybe, and then press away to tall. From there, grip the floor. Squish a bug, fingertips face away from the hip. And now we'll protract the shoulder or let it round forward, and then retract the shoulder back, all the while with the straight elbow. Protract forward, retract back. Now grip the floor through the hand, press through the bent leg, and by pushing away from each other, you'll lift up in the middle. Casually slide the leg underneath, and the hand, the knee, and the foot in the back should be in a nice straight line. From here, take those head, eyes, or gaze at the hand on the ground and turn, rotating the upper body so that the sternum faces the same direction as the knee out to the side. Return the body towards a parallel position in regard to the floor. Keep the head looking at the ground. Rotate through that upper body and screw the hand into the floor for stability. One more time, return to the floor. Square. This time as you rotate, let the eyes come with you and finish looking up at the ceiling. Slide that hand along the floor and up the leg, extending the hip. And then next, square up the lunge. In the lunge position from last time, we did a quick hula. So, little bit of a hula shape here. 2 or 3 repetitions. Build awareness as to keep those hips beautifully level as we lunge. Switch your direction if you hadn't already, and go the other way. Holy, going this way on that hip, restricted but kind of beautiful all at the same time. If your hips are level, you're feeling strong in the core, take a breath, brace, come on up to stand tall. And then let's return to the floor. The arm again could be placed overhead. The arm that you can then touch the free leg would drop back into our lunge. Open up the leg to the side. Add the rotation. Incorporate the hinge. Hand on the floor. Sweep through. Find the elbow. And then press the floor away to control yourself to the ground. Shake it out. Woo. How's that? That's our get up. Get ups are simple, challenging, but very nice exercises for full body coordination and full body strength. On the floor, let's talk about some of our planks. And Lauren, could you be your model for this, please? Excellent. Lauren will first show us our high planks position. So just take a second and take a look. High plank, we have beautifully extended wrists, straight elbows, shoulders stacked over top of those wrists. The head, the shoulders, and the butt are in a beautiful straight line. And I don't want to sit on the floor. I want to take a sit on the park bench here. So she's going to make sure that it's tense. For 3 and 2, knees down, and take a rest. 10 seconds of work. That's all we want, and that's all you should need to improve that core stiffness to support your spine in life as well as in our exercise lifts. Let's do that one more time together. We'll open those hands, lengthen out to a high plank, or modify from those knees, Lauren. And for 10 seconds, create tension by pulling the hands towards the feet, breathing and bracing, squeezing your bum. And any other cues, Lauren? 3, 2, take a punch, and gently, gently on the knees. Whew, yeah, some punches hurt more, but let's not talk about that. So that's our hard style plank. We're gonna complement that with our hard style hip bridge. For here, take a moment. Let's look at Lauren for a second as she demonstrates the bridge. Yep, feet are firmly placed in the floor. Not quickly, but just firstly, at the hips, tuck them under a little bit, and then tip it the other direction. When you tip it that way, that low back space might open up as an arch. Do it one more time as you connect the front of the hips to the ribs, and then one last time in the other or anterior tilt of the pelvis. If you're in an anterior tip, the way I'm exaggerating right now, proceed by tucking under, squeeze your butt, and slowly bring the hips away from the floor. Cramping up. Drive those feet heavy. Pull these knees together. Squeeze your buttocks for 5, 4, 3, and 2. And then stay where you are, but just relax. And then slowly articulate from the top down, meaning the top vertebrae touches, then the one below, making sure that the back of the belly button touches the floor before your booty does. Cool? Let's do that one more time. And I want to do it too. It's important to get warmed up before we continue in our practice here. So with my hands on the floor or over the chest, we'll root the feet. Bring the front of the hips to the ribs as we extend and squeeze our glutes. Bridge position. Pull those knees together. Cramp up those hips in extension. Hold for a couple seconds longer. Hold your shape, but relax your tension. And then slowly articulate that spine down to the floor from the top to the bottom. In 3, 2, and then relax. From here, let's follow along as we get up to standing using our get-ups protocol. Hand across chest, push a bent leg in the floor, pull to the elbow. From here, tall sit. From there, bridge sweep. Extend through, take that leg out front, slide it to a square position for our lunge, core brace, stand up to tall. And then we're here, shake it out. Have a sip of water, coffee, just a little bit of rest, whatever you need to stay happy and healthy. Pardon me? Good thing Lauren's not mic'd up today. She has different ideas here today. Okay, so there's folds in a bodyweight practice, and there's hinges in our kettlebell practice. One more time, Lauren. Beautiful. Folding. Folding starts at the top, crown of the head. That was good. That was good. Crown of the head, chin tuck, and roll down the spine the same way we did in that hip bridge. Avoid the hips going back. So as you can see Lauren's door frame as a reference here, her butt isn't going into the door. Her legs are staying extended. Oh, I can just imagine how that feels. I hope that feels good and safe. To come back up, pull from that belly button center, stack the vertebrae, and again, we're working from the bottom to the top. Stability, 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 finishing with the head and neck up. So let's do that one more time, maybe against the wall, or just keep in mind, we want to avoid the butt going back. One last time. The chin can tuck, the rib cage pulls down onto those hips, and then flexing the upper back, nice and slow, taking your time like we're in a phone booth here, nice tight quarters, hands towards the ground. From here, tuck a chin perhaps, pull the belly button in, and keep the rib cage connected to the hips as we slowly extend back up to tall. Folding is very important when you tie your shoelaces and any other life application. Hinges are also very important for lifting groceries, lifting things in the gym, and staying strong. Let's see your hinge, Lauren. Using the door frame as a reference, you can now see how the hinge, her butt, went back there. Stand up tall. To get low in that hinge position, she took those hands, chopped the hip flexors, pressed the feet out away from the body, and continued to reach the hips back. I'm looking forward because I want to say hi, but Lauren is looking in that neutral position, 3 or 4 feet out in front of her perhaps, and then to stand up, press the feet into the ground, and extend the hips. One more time for one more set of cues. Chop those hips, press the hips back. Check in that your shins are vertical and your butt is still higher than the knees. 3, 2, push the feet out, cramp up the hips, finish like you could take that punch. Let's shake that out. So that's our hinge. The hinge and the fold, really nice distinction. We want both, but as you go forward lifting these kettlebells, preference would be that we start with our hinge. Until we get familiar with our kettlebell, let's get up and start a movement clock to build that body awareness and ankle suppleness in our squat-like pattern. To start, pick up a leg to the ankle, extend at the knee, and land toe ball heel. Scissor, pulling together, and then press the front leg forward to come back. Repeat the other leg, same thing. Pull up, extend, toe ball heel and landing, adduct the scissor in and pull into the straw, push forward and under. If that was midnight, next up is our 10s and 2s. Pick up, open the hip an 1/8 of a turn, extend, toe ball heel, scissoring, and then to come back to center, push away, return. Other side, same thing. Low position, 1/8 of a turn, toe ball heel to that 2 o'clock position on our clock, pulling in to go further, and then pressing away to come back center. 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock is next. Make sure we have room out to the side here. So pull, open from the hip, extend at the knee, and then toe ball heel on the landing. Pulling in to go further, and then pushing away to come back center. Other side, same thing. Low position and open. Extend, toe ball heel, push to return. The next one's a tricky one of my favorites too. Pull up to the low position, then open the leg first, then rotate that upper body with the shoulders included, and land to that 8 o'clock position on a clock, toe ball heel, push away to return center. Same thing to the other side, pick up, Open from the hip first, rotate that upper body next, and then land, toe ball heel, push, return center. To the back, last time. Pick up the foot, brush a back, then extend to where the toe ball heel can land. Keep the upper body upright as you get that nice squat action in the low body, and press center. Same thing returning. Bend knee, extend the hip, toe ball heel and landing. Nice and control, and then press off. Whoa, balance today, and then underneath those hips. We'll come back to that movement clock as we go, and now it's time to grab a kettlebell. We'll build some endurance and awareness in our hip hinges first, and then our kettlebell holds as we go through the workout. So you have a kettlebell. We're going to stand right over top of it. So that if you were to look down, you might not even be able to see the handle. That's a good position to start. From here, set up that hip hinge, press the feet out, and without looking at the kettlebell, grab on. Are your shoulders shrugged? If they are, pull them down. Do you know what a preload means? It means lift 99% of that load, but as it to not leave the floor. That should increase the tension through the legs. Let go and come up barehanded. Proceed the next set of repetitions in this pretend version of our hinge, reinforcing the preload, or for 2 repetitions, let's pick that up with a core that's braced and work on our hip hinge to help us get to that kettlebell swing. Hip hinge, press those feet out, grab the kettlebell, crushing it with the grip. Pack shoulders, take a sniff, and lift it up. In this position, the shoulders definitely have come forward. If they did, add retraction, press the feet into the ground, and in 3 seconds, let's return this load to the floor. Return. Come up barehanded. Take a look down. Did it land in the same position? Hopefully it's just slightly back. If that kettlebell ended up forward, readjust your stance. Let's repeat one more time. Hip hinge, press those feet out, hands on, neutral spine, so looking a couple feet in front of you, and then core brace, return those shoulders into the retracted position, core brace for 3, 2, hip hinge, return the kettlebell to the floor, and come up barehanded. The kettlebell deadlift precedes that swing. Groove your strength, build integrity with the hip hinge in a loaded movement like that. Now open up, get some space here. I'll need to move my kettlebell around a little bit. Let's come back to the movement clock, but this time we'll go front and then back exclusively. Standing on the right leg, pull the left leg up, extend, toe ball heel, scissor in, scissor, 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 and then press to center. Same leg, kick out to the back, toe ball heel and landing, nice and control, nice upper body, and then press through to center. One more time, same leg combinations. Pull up, extend at the knee, land toe ball heel, scissoring in, heavy heel through the back with a straight leg, and then press to center. Then bend the knee, extend the hip, toe ball heel and landing. The front leg bends, the other leg stays straight. And center. Repeat on the other leg for a set of 2. Pick up in the front, point, toe ball heel not landing as we scissor in this way and adduct in this way. Press to center, and then kick your bum, extend the hip, toe ball heel on the landing. The leg behind again does the bending, the leg in front stays nice and straight. Press to center. Repeat one more time as you flex the hip, lifting the leg, extend at the knee, toe ball heel, scissoring in, sucking in that straw, pressing forward to go back, and then a knee bend, hip extend, toe ball heel, landing, and then press, return forward. Let's come back to that kettlebell. For now, we're going to try to lift that kettlebell object with one arm. If this is new for you, continue with 2 hands. If this is feeling great, feeling strong, and you want to add that challenge, carrying a load in one arm will often be more challenging than holding it with 2. Set up, hip hinge, grab onto the kettlebell with 1 hand. Take a second. Are your shoulders looking like mine and Lauren's, or are they looking like mine and Lauren's in a rotation? If they're in a rotation, pull on your kettlebell a little bit and square up those shoulders, connecting the ribs to the hips. Take a look a couple feet in front of you, preload for this first set, feel a little extra tension, then let go and come up barehanded. Repeat with the other arm. Hip hinge, push those feet into the floor, keep the shoulders square to the hips and the ground. Grip the kettlebell with a packed shoulder, feel the preload that increases the tension for 3, 2, let go, and extend the hips through. Repeat again, preloading first. If it feels safe and strong, lift that kettlebell away from the floor and we'll hold it at our side for 10 seconds. Hip hinge, push the feet out, shoulders nice and square, armpits tight, brace and pull up. Bell to the side, adjust your stance if you need, and for 8, 7, we have abs like we could take a punch, feet are pressing out into the floor, and in 2 seconds, open your stance if you need, and return that kettlebell to the floor. Are your shoulders square? Okay, then let go and come up. Use that opportunity after the lift to check in on the rotation, and use this as an example of an anti-rotation exercise. Again, other side, hip hinge, push those feet out, shoulders nice and square. Pack those shoulders and preload lift. Adjust your stance as you need. And for 9, 8, fingers, toes, finger toes are heavy, butt squeeze, shoulder pack for 3, 2, open, return to the floor, and come up barehanded. Let's repeat that one more time each side. Again, a 10-second duration under load. Hip hinge, push those feet out, single hand on the kettlebell, pack your shoulder, take a sniff, and lift it up to tall. Adjust your stance for 10, 9, 8, core brace. We have those arms out at the side to act as these outriggers, like the flying Walendas with their poles, add stability to your lifts. Open, return to the floor, pause, pause, pause. Are you square? If so, let go and come up. And if not, square up and then come up. One more time. Hip hinge, feet out, grip on, pack shoulders, lift up to tall. Adjust your stance, and for 10, 9, feet, glutes, lots to think about. It's called voluntary muscle. Volunteer it, voluntold it for 2, 1, open, return with square shoulders, barehanded, up, and shake. Let's do it. You may have to move that kettlebell off to the side as you come back to that movement clock again. This time, we'll go from the 8s to the 4s, and then from the 10s, oof. No, we're not. We're going from the 10s to the 4s, and then the 2s to the 8s. There we go. I had to look at the old analog clock there. So let's start by taking our left leg and moving it towards that 10 o'clock position on the clock. Pick it up, slight open, extend, toe ball heel, scissor in, push forward to come back center. Other foot, pick it up, open the hip, rotation on that standing leg, toe ball heel to that diagonal. Then press and center. Alternate leg to the front diagonal, open toe ball heel on the landing, heavy heel, straight leg, scissor in, and then push center. Pick up, open the hip first, then rotate on that standing leg, toe ball heel on the landing, and press center. Let's change that diagonal, and now we'll go from the 2 o'clock to the 8, flexing the hip in the front, opening, toe ball heel on the land, press the center, pick up the other leg, open the hip first, rotate on the standing leg, toe ball heel to land, press, return center. Last one, pick up, extend on the diagonal, toe ball heel, push to center, and final time the other side, open up that hip, add the rotation, toe ball heel, push, and return center. Shake that out. Let's take a little bit of a break and come back to that get up. From standing, we'll get to the ground, come back up tall, and repeat our left and right sides. Come forward. Yeah. Either again, a hand across chest or a hand placed overhead with a packed shoulder. The leg that you can touch drops back into the lunge. The leg in front opens to the side. We rotate the upper body, hinge on that hip, finding the floor with a gripped hand, wide open fingers. Sweep a leg through, ending up in the tall sit. It's getting a little tougher now as you get to the elbow. A little core drill here. We're gonna go 1 second towards the floor and then return back to where we are. 1 second and then back. 2 seconds and back. 1, 2, stack. 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and back. And 1, 2, 3, floor. 1, 2, 3, and end up on the floor. Now with that bent leg, extend the hip in a rotation. Pull on that elbow as we come back up to standing. From the elbow, we go to the tall sit. From the tall sit, we go into our bridge, sweeping the leg, sliding the hand up the leg, squaring a lunge, and core brace to stand. If your arm is overhead, groove that pull like a chin-up or a press, returning to this racks position. Shake it out. Repeat on the other side. Arm across chest, or from a racks position towards overhead. Leg you can touch drops back in your lunge, and nice and control, descend. Open the leg to the side, add that rotation, and hinge on those hips, finding the floor with wide open fingers. Sweep a leg through. We're waiting for each other because they want to kick each other. Sweep a leg through, ending up in the tall sit. Find the elbow, 1 second and back to the stacked position. Pack those shoulders, 1,000 and back. 2 seconds and back. 1, 2, back to stack. 3 seconds and back. 1, 2, 3, stack, and then 1, 2, 3, finish on the floor. 1, 2, 3, and floor. Adjust your arm, challenge it in this extended position overhead, or keep it across your chest, and let's get back up by extending the hip, pulling on the floor, getting to that tall sits position, pushing the hand and the foot into the floor to bridge in the middle, sweep a leg, slide the hand up the leg, square up the lunge, take a breath, brace, and come up to tall. And shake it out. Ooh, pull that down. Nice and strong. Excellent. Mindfulness is definitely a buzzword within the fitness and wellness industry, and it's an okay word. I like intention better. What are you intending to do? Pull it down with that intention. Intending to get jacked with this workout or intending just to feel good? Hopefully it's a little bit of both. Back to a kettlebell, but first, talk a little bit about a squat. If our forward fold looks like this, and our hinge looks like this, our squat is going to look something like this. Pulling the heels together, descending into a squats position. Maybe this is your squat, or maybe that's your squat. Take your time, press the feet away, and stand up to tall. To address our next kettlebell hold, we'll try to get into that using our squat. So a couple more times, talking quickly about the squat stance. The feet will be slightly turned out. Based on your height and your hip mobility, it might be different for you and your training partner right next to you. But first, take the time to pull the heels together without going anywhere, and hopefully that excites the insides of the insides of the groin and the outside of those hips. At that point, continue to descend, pulling the heels together, safely descending into your squats position. Take a breath in, brace the core, and press the feet into the ground, firmly extending the hips at the top. Repeat one more time. Pull the heels together, descend with control into that squat. Hands could be in a goblet or a racks position like Lauren, or extended out to the side. Press the feet into the ground and stand up tall. Heel toes together, shake it out for a second. The next grip we'd like to share with you includes our goblet hold. To do that, just take a moment and watch, and we'll get into that version through our squat. So with a kettlebell, this time it's going to be out in front. Slightly out in front of us. Let's take our time, pull ourselves towards a squats position. At that point, we will grab a kettlebell by the horns, brace the core, and biceps curl up to this position. From here, core braced, adjust your stance, and for 10 seconds, holding it in the goblet hold. At the end of that 10 seconds, we'll open, we'll take our time descending, and extend those elbows back down to the ground, come up, and then hopefully it requires a little bit of some shake. Ready to go? Okay, 10-second holds times 2 sets. Let's go. Pull the heels together, control throughout. From there, extend the elbows, bicep curl up, to tall. Adjust your stance, hold it off the body for added. Losing my voice here. Added tension, and oh my goodness, I feel that shake. And then open up, pull yourself down with control, extend the elbows, and up. Shake it. It would be easier to carry a kettlebell or any load for that version here. It's also not as nice for the low back. Find a way again to connect that rib cage. Lean back. Find a way to connect that rib cage to the hips to feel the glutes and the abs do the work. Okay, that's long enough rest, says Lauren. Let's do it. Sit low, take a breath. Biceps curl and up to tall. Hold it off the body. It's harder that way. And use a lighter load to make it challenging off the body and a heavier one we're depending on that low back. For 2, 1, open your stance, pull yourself down, extend, and then barehanded or body weight up and shake. We're done with our kettlebell for today's practice. So take that out to the side. And we'll finish with a little side-to-side movement as per that movement clock and just high planks tension for 2 rounds. Start in the center, pick up, open, toe ball heel on that landing, hips and shoulders forward, scissor in to go further, and press away to return center. Alternate to the other side, pick up the foot, extend, toe ball heel on the landing, push, return center. Again, pick up, open, extend, toe ball heel, press away to return center, pick up, open, extend the knee, land, push. Up to you, fold or hinge, but not both. I'll be doing a hinge, Lauren's gonna do a fold, and for the second to last time in a high plank, 10 seconds, building that endurance for the shoulders, upper body, and core. Here's my hinge. Lauren's gonna show her fold. If it's the hinge, the bum goes back. If it's the fold, the chin tucks and the rib cage articulates down onto the hips. Cheat if you need, modify, get out into a high planks position with the elbows extended, the hips high, chin tuck. 10 seconds starts now. Squeeze your bum, pull the feet to the hands and the hands to the feet. Squeeze your bum again, pull those armpits to the hips, squeeze your bum again, and for 3, 2, I'm gonna come up the very same way. Lauren's gonna do her fold. I'm gonna do the hinge. Come up the same way, extend through, and let's return to that movement clock one last time to the side for 2 repetitions. Pick up a leg, open the hip, extend, and toe ball heel to land. Press returning center, and alternate to the other side. Open the hip, toe ball heel in the landing, and press to return. One last time, open, extend, accept that floor, and press away. And again, pick up, open, extend the knee, toe ball heel, push to center, and return. I hinged the last time, so I'm going to fold this time, and Lauren will switch as well. Switch the alternate to keep both patterns in your brain. If you're folding, you tuck a chin and pull the rib cage down. If you're hinging, those vertical shins play throughout. From here, walk to that high planks position, and the last time, 10-second holds, go. Bum cheek squeeze, hands towards knees, hips stay high, maintain your breath for 3 and 2. Stay where you are, put those knees on the floor, and that's it for today. So either you can come up through your hinge or your fold as we're going to crawl towards this camera to say hello, goodbye, and invite you to our practice the next time. Last night, we did strength and swings, and we said it was one of our more challenging components to our program online. We hope that this practice can get you to a strength and swing practice as you build familiarity and strength with the kettlebell and the body weight skills. We've had a couple questions about our sweet t-shirts. Oh yeah, if you want a Bars and Bells t-shirt, send us an email, barsandbells@gmail.com, and we can hook you up with a t-shirt for $25 plus some shipping. If you live local, I'll deliver it. I don't want to say hand deliver because that sounds a little bit inappropriate for the time, but we'll get it to you. Thank you so much for your support. It means so much, whether it's this kind of emojis we're seeing in the chat or a connection like last night we had someone say, they pressed the 30-pound. We love celebrating the accomplishments of our members and staying strong together. Lauren's not mic'd today, but we'll be back another day to banter and use our bars and bells. Thank you so much. That's Lauren. I'm Ian. Thank you so much for joining. Have a strong day. Take care, and we'll train soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.